Welcome back everyone, I'm Setharoth, and today we are trying out another alternate start mod called Realm of LORKHAN. Now before we jump in, I want to remind you that the other popular alternate start mod starts you off in a jail cell, in front of a statue, next to a bed. That's it. Underground, dark, pretty small, not a lot going on. And then there's this. 3, 2, 1. And apparently, oh, here we go. Alright, we're not going to bother with choosing a birth sign. But as you can see from the surroundings, we are not in Kansas anymore. We're going to go ahead and just grab a character real quick. We'll call this guy Mr. T. You find yourself someplace unknown, somewhere outside of time and space. Begin. Now, this is not your average alternate start mod. This is just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the first time you try this, make sure to look up, because, geez, just look at that. That is amazing. Can't tell if it's heaven or limbo or somewhere in between, but as you can see, the modders were very passionate when they built this, and they did a lot of detail. Now, you start off with your hands bound, and I believe it is part of the lore of LORKHAN is you start out as a prisoner, and then you are dispatched to the world of Skyrim to explore and find your purpose. Now, given that these are just your regular NPCs, and if we don't find clothes soon, they're going to start, that's all they'll ever talk about, is why we're running around naked. So we're going to get that taken care of first. Now, so I guess we'll just go in a counterclockwise circle. There's a lot to go over, but we're going to try and hit all this in one video. So step 1, we have a table to choose from. On the right we have boons, curses, and classes. And then on the left, well, obviously going to take the gold. And we have factions. These can be used to give your character allegiances to unconventional characters. These will cause you to be at peace with more people across Skyrim, including inside dungeons. So when you pick to be a faction with a group, the game will mark you as a faction of that group for the existence of your character. Let's go ahead and put on some clothes. Better nothing. Alright, so what are the factions that we have to choose from? Might as well grab some leather armor. So you can join the bandit faction if you want to be a bandit. This means that all bandit camps that you meet in Skyrim will treat you as an ally rather than an enemy. And then you have a separate totem for leaving the bandit faction. You have, now, they have chests distributed all over the map. I don't know if we're going to find all of them, but this will give you an idea of what your options are. Obviously this one has a more magical bent, and some of the enchantments are from Summer Mist, which is a mod I haven't gone over yet. But that is also, there's loot and gear. This is more for a hunter's start, I guess. We have some light armor, bandits. You can also join, there we go, the Warlock faction, and leave the Warlock faction. I'm not entirely sure which NPCs that it would pertain to. So that would be fun to check out. We also have the Forsworn faction, so if you wanted to start a Forsworn character that can use the Forsworn camps as a base of operations, you can do that. Let's see what else is there. We also have the Falmer. You can actually make a character that's friendly to the Falmer. And then, oh, here's a little spoiler. There's a chest act here that you can also loot that has Circlet, gold, Circlet the Dragon. That's another Summer Mist modded item. We also have Orc Bloodkin faction. So if you want to start as, I don't know, an adopted child at an orc encampment, you can do that as well. Certainly already we're seeing a lot more customization options that we saw in the previous alternate start mod. The last one is Draugr. You can actually be friendly to the undead. Boggles my mind. Alright, so that is the first round. You can customize the characters and NPCs through which your character finds friendly. Now we might as well dive into this next. This really opens up the optimization options for your character. Each one of these little shrines or totems has either items or permanent buffs or ways of setting up your character. So, for example, we have the Jester's Hat, which is atop the Acrobat class, which, as you can see, gives you more movement. You reflect melee damage, and you have better stamina regeneration. Now, not all of these are buffs, as we're going to see. Some of them also act as curses. I believe you can put as many of these on your character as you want. Yep, just gave myself a boon. This is the class agent. I assume, well, I bet you can only have one class at a time. I can double check that real quick. Oh no, you can have multiple classes. Oh, interesting. Okay, so a class kind of gives your character a buff for the first 100 hours of gameplay. Woohoo! And you can have multiple classes. Alright, so with this Realm of LORKHAN, you have a lot more control over how much power, how much money, how much magic your character can start with. And with all of these buffs, you can also choose all of these classes. I'm going to show you all of the debuffs that I show you. You could put them all on one character and have one bizarre playthrough. Let's see, we also have the Barbarian class, gives you extra armor, and you regenerate magicka faster. Of course, that is standing next to a great sword, as all barbarians should have. If you want to do a monk character, we have Boon of the Pugilist. I think that's how you would say that. I'm actually going to be doing a build in the future. I found a couple of mods that really work for the monk build, particularly for elemental damage. But that is a conversation for another day. Archer gives you more slow time, and your bows do more damage, which is, of course, next to a bow. Which I like that they didn't throw in, like, these aren't ebony weapons, right? They're decent. I mean, 28 for a greatsword isn't bad. 15 for a bow isn't bad, but it's not overpowered. I don't necessarily want to start the game with all the best gear. That would be kind of boring to me. Keep an eye out. There are a lot of plants around here, so as an alchemist, there's a lot of stuff to pick as an alchemist if you want to boost that skill before actually starting the game. Next, we have the Boon of the Locksmith. Does something obvious. We have a lute, which is sitting next to the Bard class, which gives you a higher crit chance and more power for your speech skills. If you're doing the Ordinator perk tree, might as well show you that now. Let's see what would be the fastest way. There we go. So for speech and the Ordinator perk tree, they have an entire tree that's dedicated to dragon shouts. So when you boost your speech, it actually boosts the amounts of damage that your shouts do. So being a Bard class actually is possible now, particularly with Ordinator, because you can tie it into your dragon shouts. And that comes with some magical instruments, as well as a spell called Bardic Knowledge. We'll keep on going in a circle here, see what other buffs and debuffs we can find. Curse of Magical Adversity. Spells cost more, but you level up 20%. But they level up 20% faster. So that's an interesting. I don't know if I'd even call that a curse, because you do level faster. You burn through your magicka quicker. I will say, if you wanted to work around that, one thing you could do with Ordinator is if you go to the alteration tree and you go up to the Vancian Magic, it gives you a number of spell slots, much like wizards and Dungeons and Dragons, instead of magicka. So if you were to use that instead, you would then benefit from your spells leveling faster, but spell cost wouldn't be an issue because you would be using slots instead of magicka. We also have the Mage class, obviously, more magicka, faster regen. Curse of Soul Famine. Soul gems charge 40% less. We have the Boon of the Soul Reaver. Enchanted weapons capture 10% more souls. Arcane Smithing. That's a fun one. So all of your enchanted weapons are better and tempered better. Curse of the Generous. Items sell for half as much as usual. Ooh, that's an interesting one. That would cut down on your gold intake. For any playthrough type, that could be a challenge. Then you have the Knight class, more magic resistance healing outside of combat. We've got a few more over here. We have the Poisoner. Poisons on your weapons last 5 more hits. The Healer class, why that involves poisons, I'm not entirely sure, but given all of the plants that are around here, grabbing that and then buffing your alchemy skill would not be a bad idea to start. Voice of the Sky. Animals do not attack or flee from you. That's actually mimicking the Voice of the Sky buff that you can get on your way up to High Hrothgar. This is a potent debuff. If you're tired of feeling like the hero that saves Skyrim, you can feel like the mortal that saves Skyrim. Minus 50 to all stats. That basically starts you off, 15 levels lower? Because you get 10 in each one per level. So 3 of them times 5. You're basically starting off 15 levels lower in your core stats if you use that particular curse. Or, geez, that's a class. Wow, that's not a fun class. Boon of Celerity, plus 50% skill gain. Woo! That'll make Skyrim faster for you. Pilgrim, which harvests more ingredients from plants and gains more skills from reading books. So if you want to do more of a mystical type of a playthrough, that'd be good. And then the opposite of that is the Slow Learner. I'm tempted to give that one a shot on a playthrough just so I mean, when you think about it, if you have like a single way of giving damage, for example, you level that up to 100, and by that time you're maybe halfway through all of the main quests in Skyrim. Like by the time you beat Alduin and get halfway through Dawnguard, your offensive weapon is probably already at 100%, or a skill level of 100. But with this baby, your skills go up a lot slower, which means you have a lot more challenges. You know, you don't just get those master spells by level 30, or at least not at the same time. I mean, technically it'd still be level 30, but you would have to play a lot more game, 3 times as much game, to get that much magic, that much experience, which might be fun depending on how much you want to really enjoy your playthrough. All right, so if you want smithing, you can start off with a pickaxe. Welcome note, probably should have started with that first. This is the plane of LORKHAN, where all things are born, including you. You will find an amount of gold on you with which to start your adventures. If you wish to close yourself, you may speak with Shazar. There are also others in this plane who may help equip you for your journey. To leave this place, touch one of the several glowing gems. We're going to get into that. Each will take you to a different place in Skyrim. I wish you all great adventures. And above all, have fun and enjoy. All right. So as you can see, you can start off with spells, flames, healing. You've got your gold, adventure belongings. So you can start off with lockpicks, potions, all sorts of stuff. All right, so we're going to ignore the glowing crystals for now. Let's see. No, I think what we'll do is this is kind of built like a donut. So we're going to go along the edge of the donut first, and then go from there. So we already looked at the factions that you could join. So we're going to go up these vines, if I can do so without falling. There we go. Oh, well, I died. Yep. Nope. Surprise. So it's kind of a mini game, is getting over all these vines. But thankfully, you just respawn at that central point. You don't necessarily die. Here's another LORKHAN chest. And you can see that's jewelry, enchanted items, gold. There's like 10 of these, I think, strewn throughout the place. So if you wanted to just go all loot hungry and grab them all, you could. Each one of these will tie you to a location in Skyrim. So you don't have as many random starts as you do an alternate start. I think that one has over 200. But in this case, we have, 3 dozen crystals? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of places that you can decide to start from. Now, one of the things that I missed out on, I totally skipped on the first time I tried this, is if you go into one of these, obviously it drops you in the location, which is, in this case, is Riverwood. However, the crystal remains. It should. Oh, yep, there we go. See? Okay, we're going to skip the religion. Just seeing if the cinematic followed through. Nope. Okay. So the crystal remains, and you can go back. So this is one of the interesting things about this. You do have the option of keeping these or designing it so that when you leave, you can't come back. Now, if you decide to keep them, this is a fast travel option, because there's one of these in every major hold in Skyrim, along with a lot of very high tier dungeons. So you could use this mod for your entire playthrough as like a central hub. And I mean, there's crafting stuff here. You could make this your player home, in essence, and just use this to facilitate faster travel throughout Skyrim, a safe place to rest and load up. Or you can design it so that once you go through, you're done, right? You can't come back. I will say that if you decide to keep these crystals around, each one of them is anchored in other cities throughout Skyrim. So if you keep them and you're still modding in other mods, you need to be careful, because there's a lot of these, and if they conflict with mods that you're trying to bring in, obviously that's more difficult. So that's the only reason why this mod is not in my permanent load order, because it conflicts with a lot of the other mods, and it's easier to just use alternate start. As you can see, you also have access to all of the stones. So if you're running something like Andromeda, which gives you all of the different standing stone powers. You can go through and pick exactly what you want by just running around this donut-like circle of pavilions until you find exactly the one you want. They do have a very thematic way of storing them. So if you want the thief start, for example, you've got to do a little bit of acrobatics to get there. If I can get up the... Uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to have to go into first person. That camera off to the side makes it harder to make these jumps, but it is worth it in the end. There we go. Okay. It does... I have noticed that rather than trying to walk across, if you do a jump... There you go. That way you're not... That way if you jump over a gap, you're okay. Rather than trying to walk across it like that. Alright. So you got to do some acrobatics, actually, to get up to the Thief Stone, which I think is highly appropriate if you want to be a thief and get that bonus acrobatics. And of course, there's another chest up here with more thief-related stuff, such as daggers. And I think some of this loot is actually being altered by Summer Mist, so that's why all of it seems to be enchanted. I don't think the vanilla Realm of LORKHAN mod has that many enchantments, but it is fun to keep that in mind as well. Let's see, where are we missing here? I think I got all turned around. Can we get over this way? Maybe? Let's see if we can get over here without falling off the edge. Okay. And we'll keep going. There we are. Alright, so that brings us to the Steed Stone, which is conveniently parked next to the Cyrodiil border, right on the edge of Skyrim, if you want to start over there. Keep going in a big circle. Again, more plants to pick if you want to boost that alchemy skill. We have the Lord Stone. And then big intimidating tree right next to the Lady Stone. So I guess if you want to bring your Skyrim wife here, not a bad spot to have a date. Nice little picnic. Who knows? Let's see what else we got over here. This appears to be just a bowl of some kind. And this next spot is the Rifton Forest. So if you want to start near Rifton but still be able to do some hunting and stuff before you get into the main city, this is where you go for your mage start. Right, so you've got your College of Winterhold, drops you right in there for the main quest line. You've got all the different basic starting gear depending on what school you're in. You have an assortment of spells. I believe these are actually randomly assorted, right? So every time you do a playthrough, these spells will be different. So you don't start with the same spells every time, which I think is a really nice touch. Don't tick off the Storm Atronach. Most things here won't kill you unless provoked. But I do like the thematics of, you know, the Atronach is next to the Atronach Stone. Go figure. Candlelight spell next to the Dawnstar Shipwreck. So it kind of mirrors the geography of Skyrim when you think about it, because Winterhold is in the upper right corner of the map. Then you've got the Dawnstar Shipwreck. That would be at the top middle of the map. And then let's see what these three are for. We have Roggenwald, which is a dungeon of some kind, I believe. Nightgate Inn, that's a good one. Bleak Falls Temple. So if you want to start right at Bleak Falls and go through the vanilla quest line without jumping through all of the extra fluff of the main quest, you can do that. Yeah, and you can see they all connect back to the central hub, but we're trying to hit everything on this outer ring first. Correct. Tusk Keep. And, oh, nice little Spriggan right here, right next to the Broken Limb Camp. I don't know what that's from. That doesn't ring a bell. Ilinada's Deep. That's a good one for if you want to hunt some mages. You got the Serpent Stone. I think, what is this, a beehive? I think this is a beehive. Can I get up here? Yeah, apiary. There you go. There you go. You can grab yourself some honeycomb before you go off to quest across Skyrim. And we have Falkreath, the Burnt Caravan. I think that's a quest location. Let's see if we can make this without falling to our proverbial death. Oh, there we go. Another Lorkhan chest, and the Ritual Stone, one of my favorites if you're using the Andromeda setup. Alright, so that brings us kind of full circle to the Shadow Stone, and then where you can do all the buffs and debuffs to your permanent character changes for your playthrough. Put it that way. Alright, that brings us to your welcoming committee. Mike the Liar.
Mike wishes you well.
Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Mike is not feeling talkative, though.
Much and tells some.
We have open. All right, so there's your straight to Whiterun. If you wanted to start right at the center of the heart of Skyrim, Red Wave below deck. Anyway, you get the idea. There's a wide selection of these. Ironically, they even Where is it? There should be a signpost. There we go. So this kind of gives you some orientation about where geographically the crystals go, right? So if you want to get to Markarth, you go that way. If you want to get up to Whiterun, oh, the crystal's right there. And it looks like they even marked it with the tabard. I don't think all of the major holds have tabard markings, but you get the idea. Alright, so if you go around the outskirts of this tall building, you can still pick up some extra loot. Obviously there's plants to pick. Now, I'm kind of curious, what is the location between these like pillars? Shrine of Talos. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Alright, so some more starting loot that you can pick up. You can make friends with Sarah the Patron, who will train you. Okay, so they also have trainers here. So with what gold you start with, you can actually do some training and boost your skills if you want to make sure that they are top tier. We also have more spell books along with regular books. Now, if you're doing Winter Sun, this is particularly helpful because not only do you get blessings, but you can actually align with these and get permanent enhancements depending on which deity you swear to. I believe this is just for the divines, which are the easiest deities to gain rank with, at least at the start of your playthrough. If you're doing Winter Sun, there's another like 30 religions you can stumble across throughout your travels. So there you've got all the starting religions right there. We have another little garden in here where you can just get all sorts of alchemical stuff. There's a chest here, plenty of garnets if you want some gems. You can even start off with an Akaviri sword, which does quite a bit of damage. If you're a necromancer, you can grab Skull. Oh, for some reason they have a circlet. Let's see, what are you?
What do you need?
Oh, there we... Oh, geez. They even have followers. I totally did not realize that they also offered followers. So you can even start the game with like a heavy armor follower backing you up. That is cool. How about you? What do you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And they have vendors. And yeah, it looks like she is mostly stuff that you wear. Like this is your mage vendor. And fine clothes. If you get to the other side of this complex, you have more bees next to Iverstead. That actually might be good if you want to jump straight to the High Hrothgar. Got another Spriggan of some kind. What's this one? Morthal. Alright, so that'd drop you off in Morthal. I guess that makes sense because they've got a swamp fungal pod right there. This is where you go if you want to hit Solitude, but also if you want to have a bow start. They've got a hunting bow, iron arrows, hints on how to climb the vines, arrow barrel. I'm sure this guy trains you.
Yes? You want something from me?
Apparently not. Apparently he just stares at you blankly. That mead must be really high quality. Alright, now that is just a little taste of what this mod has to offer, because you can use this essential crystal over here and go to the Secunda Hall. Now you saw there was like 10 chests all loaded with loot, right? So if I was more of a pack rat, I would have a lot more gear than what I currently have, because I could have just gone through and grabbed everything. But now you can go through and pick your starting weapon. I mean, you can even start with a Daedric mace. That's a full wide range of selections, along with an orc blacksmith, of course, who can sell you all the gear for your heavy or light armored playthroughs. There's your orcish armor, steel, hunting bow. Yeah, it's all here. And then for your thief start, we have a thief vendor who can also train you in enchanting. Let's see. Yep, there you got your potions, scrolls, food, ingredients. Ironically, these do not... Notice, they're not stealables. Or, how can I put this? They don't show up red, right? You can take all of the starting necklaces you want, go through them, and pick out your favorite, right? Pick out the one that works with your deity, and immediately have that buff backing you up as well. You have a wide range of clothing, including a chef's hat. If you want to run around as an alchemist wearing a chef hat, you run around as an alchemist wearing a chef hat. You've also got dwarven armor. You've got crafting stations. I think I saw there's a leather station over there too. Did I see a smelter? There's a blacksmith shop. I think the smelter is outside. Alright, what else is there? I think there's 2 more rooms that I have not explored yet. Alrighty, so here's your mage.
Did you need something?
She can train you in alteration, and obviously comes with a lot of standard spells for you to start with. And then, let's see, I think, if I am not mistaken... No, there should be one more. Okay, so this is a Segunda Hall. Oh, there we go. So these Segunda Hall ones are kind of linked in the 3 set. When you click on the gem a second time, it brings you to this room, which is where you get your crafting stuff for enchanting. And you get some soul gems to start off with, some enchanted gear. Not bad at all. Another LORKHAN chest, because there are so many of these. And then, oh yeah, here we go. So if you take the door from here, it actually takes you out to the second floor. And that brings you out to, you could go straight to High Hrothgar if you wanted to start right there. Or if you're keeping this during your playthrough, you could use that to quickly travel to High Hrothgar. I thought there was another spot over here, but apparently I am mistaken. Yeah, this is the fastest way down. There we go. Alright, and there's your Mage Stone right here. You have to be on the second floor. So it takes a bit of looking around to find exactly what you're looking for. The Warrior Stone is kind of oddly placed right here next to this big tower thing. Salium of Boethia. Oh geez. Okay, so if you want to start that quest, you can just go ahead and start right there. Deepwood Vale. So as you can see, this is an absolutely beautiful mod with tons of different ways, not only different locations in which to start your character, but lots of different permanent buffs or permanent debuffs to make your playthrough more interesting.
Yes.
There's also oodles and oodles of loot and alchemical ingredients and crafting items that you can grab. So you can have a character that is as poor or as rich, as empowered or as weak as you want for the start of your playthrough. The only fault that I can find with this mod so far is there isn't really a random start. Like with alternate start that I showed earlier this week, you could hit, like I was in a shipwreck, and then you'll end up somewhere on the coast of Skyrim. You know, I kind of like that randomness. I have not seen anything to match that level of randomness. However, the amount of control that this mod gives you, plus the fact it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that. That is so much more colorful than alternate starting in a dungeon next to a bronze rusted old statue. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, if you want to keep this running in a playthrough... Oh, is this... Ha! Don't forget, if you want to load up on booze and be a drunken boxing master, what do they call it? Drunken boxing. There you go. You can do that too. Forgot about that. Next to Kagranzel. I don't even know what that is. You know what? Let's find out. Kagranzel. What is that? It's creepy, I'll tell you that much. Oh, hi. Okay, that looks creepy and specific. Touch strange orb. Well, yes, what else are we going to do? Oh, hi. Whoa. I'm guessing we're starting a quest. I don't think I've actually done this quest before. Wow, that's saying a lot. I have been through so much Skyrim and I have never done this before. What is happening to me? Am I missing something? Is there an easy door out, or is this thing just circling me creepily? Is it just my reptilian ears, or is that... Whoa, hi. Back down next to my... Okay. It just kind of disappeared into the floor. I'm next to a bandit. And, whoa, is it leaving? Am I okay? Whoa, what the... Oh, that's a long ways down. What the heck? I have never been here before. Okay, so... Apparently with Realm of LORKHAN, I take back what I said about the randomness. The fact that you can just plop down into dungeons that you've never touched before at level 1, yes, I wholeheartedly approve. Wow, that's intense. Okay, well, let's see what's down here, I guess, before I die. Or I'll run back and then try and find a nice place to pose for the proverbial camera. What is this place? Oh, jeez. Okay. Lots of... Okay. Cave-ins are always great. Oh, and oh, jeez. Oh, crap. Ah! I like that. There's a certain mod I like called Lethal Traps, which means those rolling stones will actually kill me. I will not stub my foot on those. I would die. Wait, what? Why? What's with the music? Bad music. I'm level 1. I have no gear, no magic. But I don't see anything unfriendly. Oh, okay. So we're back up here. Alright, so as you can see, Realms of LORKHAN can be used to create a wide range of... Ah! Son of a... Okay, I take it back! Ah! Oh, wow. Okay. Well, my plan originally was to go through the crystal, see what was there, and then touch the crystal to get back to LORKHAN, but that's not going to happen. So, I guess this is as good a place as any to break away and pause for the next video. Let's see, maybe I can at least get a nice view of the waterfall. 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Alright, well, thank you for joining me to explore the realms of LORKHAN. Let me know what you thought of this alternate start. I thought it was just breathtaking, the amount of color and creativity used in the mod. Let me know which of the buffs or debuffs appealed to you the most. Personally, I like the idea of leveling up your skills 33% slower. It would really give you more of a chance to explore a wider variety of Skyrim before everything is leveled up to overpoweredness of stuff. Anyway, feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week, actually Friday, with another video. Take care.